Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is me, Sayyida Neha Asim from 4th year Linguistics, and today I am going to talk about linguistic borrowing. But before delving into or plunging into the discussion of what linguistic borrowing is, first it is essential to take a very brief idea of what linguistic landscape is. So first, I'm going to discuss what linguistic landscape is with you guys. There's a very brief definition of linguistic landscape that you can see on your on that screen, which is the language of public road signs, advertising billboards, street names, places names, commercial shop signs, and public signs on government buildings, combines to form a landscape of a given territory or region. All right, it's a very clear definition. Of course, whenever we travel, we come across many advertising billboards. We see commercial shop signs, public signs on government buildings, and we know various street names and places names. We know that these names, these signs do make up linguistic landscape of a very of a particular given territory or region or city or whatever. All right. So I can also share the example with you guys on the next slide, which is you can see the advertising billboards on the slide, which is you can see the KFC advertisement billboard. They advertises their chicken lollipops. There's a big advertising billboard, which definitely whenever you travel, you come across such boards you see on your daily basis, and basically these boards, these signs make up linguistic landscape of a given territory. There is Arshi shopping mall. There's a second example, which is they advertises this mattress, which they claim the world's as the world's best mattress. So this is basically the examples of advertising billboards, and the language that is used here, the languages that are used basically on that signs boards, those advertising billboards, are what make up the linguistic landscape. So let's talk about what linguistic borrowing is first, because we have done discussing what linguistic landscape is. It is essential to know what linguistic borrowing is. So let's discuss what borrowing actually means. Borrowing means taking something from someone, but in domain of linguistic, it is like borrowing takes place when the language takes over words from most of the other languages with it has had contact. The interesting fact that it is written over here is with it has had contact. This is a very interesting sentence because it tells you that there has to be one or more languages in a given region or territory to share or borrow certain words from each other. Of course, when there is a multilingual society, multilingual city, because as globalization is taking place, it's increasing. You can say that even if you precisely talk about Karachi, the city Karachi, you can see the people are from different backgrounds coming and living here in Karachi. They are Punjabi, they are Balochi, they are Sindhi, they are Mahajir. So they have their own language. Punjabi speak Punjabi, Sindhi language, Punjabi language, Balochi language. We have multiple languages. Of course, the people living over here, they know, even if they know Urdu and they're working with other people, if Sindhi is working with Balochi and the person who knows Urdu and the third person who knows the other language like Gilgiti or something like that. So of course they would, even if they interact in Urdu, they would use certain words precisely from their own language, and this way the language keeps transferring its words from to other languages. All right. Okay. And this is the process by which also the other languages borrow words from various other languages. The second point is the language from which the words has been borrowed will be called the donor language, and the language into which it has been borrowed is the recipient language. Okay. The language from which the words has been borrowed. Of course, for instance, for instance, Urdu language takes a word from the English language. Of course, the donor language would be English language because it donates its word, and the language into which it has been borrowed is the recipient language, and the Urdu would be then called recipient language because it takes words from English language, and vice versa. Now let's talk about the examples shown over here. English has adopted a huge number of words from other languages. Okay, because if you can see, there are some loan words, some borrowed words that English has taken from other languages. Yogurt is not originally an English language word. It is a Turkish word and was later borrowed by English language. Arabic sofa word is originally from Arabic, sofa, and was later borrowed by English language, and we know this word as the word of English language today. Piano is originally from Italic, and dope is originally from Dutch. Lily is Persian. Jewel is originated from a French word. It is a French word, and later it was borrowed and taken as a loan by English language. So these were some a few examples that I've shared. You can see that because English has taken the word yogurt from Turkish, the Turkish then would be called as a donor language, and the English would be named as a recipient language because it takes the word and Turkish donates the word. Same as the case with sofa. The English is the recipient language and the Arabic is the donor language. Now, the interesting thing is how borrowing takes place. I have already discussed that it takes place by the immediate contact between peoples of different languages speaking different languages. Of course, when there is a multilingual society or a bilingual city or region, whatsoever you call it, there would be people speaking different languages, of course, and there would be continuous exchange of words, and the languages keep borrowing words from other languages. By indirect contact through books, of course, if for instance I write a book in Urdu, but because I am Punjabi, I use a few words from a few Punjabi words, for instance, and that would be read by a person from another language, and then whenever further he writes book, he can use the same words that I used in the same context in his book, and that's how that would keep happening, and it would be then borrowed by language legally. The language would borrow that word from the other language, and that would be the part of that language from that day onwards. The word that would be imported. The word would be imported then. Okay, we can see some examples of English loan words in Urdu. Okay, we can take the example of burger, zinger burger. Even if we say ande wala burger, ande wala, anda, egg, we translated egg into anda, and burger, but the burger is not translated. It is a loan word. It is taken as it is. It is no loan translation existing that exist in Urdu language. Hotel, the next example is hotel. Hotel is written as it is, because if I say I'm staying in the I'm staying at that hotel, and whatsoever, the word hotel would not be translated. It would be written as it is because it has no proper translation in Urdu language. Computer, if I say I want to buy a new computer, if I translate this in Urdu language, I would say मुझे नया computer खरीदना है. The word computer is not translated, whereas the other words has been translated. Why? Because the computer is a loan word and it has no translation in Urdu language. Now let's talk about mobile. The same is the case with mobile. I like your mobile phone. मुझे तुम्हारा mobile phone पसंद है. Because mobile is not translated, it is a loan word. It is used as it is. It has no loan translation in English or in Urdu language, and thus it is a loan word. It has been borrowed by Urdu language from English language. Same is the case with internet. My internet is not working. मेरा internet काम नहीं कर रहा. The word internet would not be translated. It is a loan word. It has been borrowed as it is by English by Urdu language from English language. Number, I want your phone number. मुझे तुम्हारा phone number चाहिए. Number would not be translated. The rest of the words has been translated just because it is a loan word and it has no proper. It has been imported as it is. It has no. We can say precise or no translation that exists in Urdu language. Okay, now discuss the linguistic landscape of main roads, including graffiti, billboards and other displays. Okay, so now we will talk about linguistic borrowing. We will see its examples on various linguistic landscape, including main roads, main roads, graffiti, and billboards, and other displays. Now let's talk about Arshi shopping mall. Mall, though it is written in Urdu, but the word mall is written as it is, because it is a known word, and it has no translation in Urdu language, and it is written as it is. You can see, because it has been borrowed by Urdu language from English language. Limca Hotel. I have already talked about this example in a previous slide, and I talked about it, how it is a loan word because it has no translation in Urdu language, and it has been imported. It is imported, and it has been written as it is because it has no proper translation, and it is written as it is in English. It is used as it is in Urdu language because it is a loan word. And thus, though everything is written in Urdu, the word hotel is not changed. It is written as it is, the same way as it is used in English language. Okay, I'm really sorry for a very blur picture, but if we try, we can concentrate on the word. You can see that it is written Karachi Dharna Sindh Assembly. Okay, you can see everything का हिस्सा बने, कराची के हक़ और एतमाद की जद्दोजहद, everything that is written over is in Urdu language. But the interesting fact is that assembly, the word assembly is written in, the word assembly is not translated in Urdu. Why? Because it is a loan word. It has no exact translation or the proper translation that could be used in this context, and thus it is written, it has been borrowed by English language as it is, and is used here as a loan word. Fast food, similarly, Khan gives a very desi vibes, and then there is this word fast food, a very English word. Why? Because it has no translation in Urdu language, and it is used as it is because it is borrowed from English language. Alright, this is a very interesting word, catering, and you can see now in our previous examples we have discussed how Urdu language has borrowed words. Now we can see that how English language has borrowed words. Okay, the word catering is not an English language word, as you can see the board states ideal catering service and biryani point, but the word catering is not originally from English language, though the board is written in English. It is a loan word. Basically, the English language borrowed it later. It is originally from the French language. It has come from Old French "écriture," which meant buyer or to buy, and was later borrowed by English language. Alright, now let's talk about this Bismillah plastic house. Okay, plastic, everything is written in Urdu, but the word plastic is not translated because it has no translation. It is a loan word. It is written as it is because if we cannot change the word because it has no translation, it has been borrowed by Urdu language from English language as it is, and it is used in this context as it is because it has no proper translation. And you can see it is also written shopping bag, doodh wali theli, disposable item. Okay, disposable item, you can see everything is written in Urdu, but again this disposable item, why is it in English? Because if though we have translation for both words, disposable paying dene wali items, ashiya, but that would not make sense, that could lose its essence, and thus you cannot use these terms in this context, and this it is imported and it is borrowed as it is from English. Now packing material, ban kar dene wala saman, it loses its meaning. If we translate these words from English to Urdu, we cannot use ban kar dene wala saman. Alright, so we have to import the word as it is. Similarly, we import the word plastic because it is a loan word. These are the loan words, and we have no proper translation for that, and we use these words as it is in this context. Okay, refresh. Now again we take example from how English language borrows word. Refresh comes from, okay, first let's see what does this advertising board says. New look for a refreshing Ramadan. The board is written in English, the language used here is English language, but refresh comes from Old French word refresher. It is not originally from English language. English language borrowed it from French language. I guess in Middle Ages, I'm not sure, but it is not originally from English language. It is a loan word. Optical. Optical. You can see the word optics is derived from the Greek term optos, and then it was later used by English language as optical, and thus you can say it was later borrowed by English language, and then it is used in English language as the example shown in the picture. Office. The word office basically came from a very old French term, officium, which meant performance of a task, and then was later borrowed by English language and then used as an example shown in this picture. Okay, this is a very interesting example of easy load that you can see the screen. Easy load is written. Easy load. You can see easy load is written in Urdu. It is not translated in English. Why? Because though we have translation for both of the words, we can translate easy as asan, load as bhari. Easy load, asan bhari. That would make no sense. So the loan meaning would be changed. Alright. For instance, we have the word farmhouse, but we cannot translate farm. I don't know what to say. Farm, house, ghar. So we cannot though we have those words, though we have translation for those words, we cannot use those words together, because that could lose the actual meaning, the essence of the actual meaning. Easy load cannot be used, cannot be translated, just because it would lose its meaning, its original meaning. Alright, so it is a loan word, and it is used as it is. It has been borrowed by English language, by Urdu language from English language. Mobile. I've already shared the example of mobile. Mobile is a loan word because it is adopted by Urdu language and it is used as it is. I like your mobile phone. मुझे my mobile phone पसंद है. I would not, though every word in this sentence has been translated, but the mobile phone is not translated just because it has no existing translation. It is a loan word. It is used as it is in Urdu language. Photostat. Similarly, photostat, सोलर फोटोस्टेट नक्शे की बड़ी कॉपी की जाती है. ऑलराइट, फोटोस्टेट इज नॉट written in Urdu language. Why so? Just because it has no translation. It is a loan word. It has been imported as it is, and it is written photostat. Tasveer stat. We cannot use word because it was again lose its meaning. The loan meaning would be changed. There is no loan translation for that word, so we would use it. We would import the word as it is because it is a borrowed word, and that we would use this as it is used in this board, on this board. Marble. Okay, this is a very interesting fact I'm going to share. Though marble has the translation in Urdu, it is translated as sange marmar, but because the Urdu translation restricts itself to translation of sange marmar only. On the other hand, when we say marble in English, you get the idea of every stone that comes under the shelf of marble, and that is the reason why English marble, the word marble is used here in the English context in this picture, just because it does not restrict only to sange marmar, but it gives the idea that whoever the shopkeeper is, he sells everything related to whatever comes in under the shelf of marble. Alright, okay, so this is the last example of loan words that I'm going to share, which is delicious, and it is you can see experience the word that you can see, it states experience the delicious food. Well, the word whatever that is stated is written in English language, but the interesting fact is that delicious word is not originally from English language. It borrowed it later from what language? From Old French. It was named as delicious from I guess late Latin, and it was later that meant delight, pleasure, and that was later borrowed by English language. Alright, Thank you so much for your time, and thank you. There was today's discussion.